Wreckfest 2 launched into early access on Steam, and so today I just want to give you my early thoughts and impressions on where the game stands as it is, where the developers plan to take the game in the future, and if it's worth your time and money. But before I dive into the game, I want to thank THQ Nordic and Dead Good PR for providing me with a key for the channel. All opinions here are my own. I haven't been paid or directed what to say, so again, thank you to THQ Nordic and Dead Good PR for the key. In addition to that, I'll be giving away one copy of both the first Wreckfest and Wreckfest 2 on Steam to 2 lucky winners. Stay tuned till the end of the video for specifics, but I will only be picking subscribers, so at minimum make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any upcoming Wreckfest and racing game previews, reviews, and updates. And with that, let's dive right into it. First things first, and I can't stress this enough, this is an early access title. Basically what that means is that you're getting an early version of the game that does not and will not represent the final retail version. The developers Bugbear Entertainment plan on the game being in early access for at least a year, where it'll have more cars, tracks, and game modes. In its current state, the game has 4 cars, 4 tracks, with a few different configurations on each of those tracks with 2 modes, Banger Racing and Demo Derby, which are both playable offline with bots and online with other real players and bots. So right now, not a ton of content, but Bugbear plans on updating the game throughout the year, with the first update planned for May that'll add 2 cars and 2 new tracks. So I'm glad that they have a plan for this game's future, and if you remember, the original game was also in early access, so I'm not too worried about it. Wreckfest 2 has 2 cars returning from the first game and 2 new ones. American 1, which was the Rocket, and the Road Slayer return, with American 2 and European 1 being brand new cars. The American 2 kind of looks like an early 2000s 2-door Chevy Cavalier, and the European 1 looks like a Mark I Volkswagen Golf. All of these cars have unique looks, handling, and paint jobs. The game at the moment does lack tuning, so you're kind of stuck with what you get, but you can customize your paint job, though you're not able to currently customize any of the designs. Just basic color swaps on the body, trunk lid, hood, and wheels. Kinda bummed we can't customize this yet. I loved seeing what everyone else online came up with in the original game, but I'm sure it's on the roadmap for the future. The cars feel really good for the most part in their stock configurations. I kept spinning the tires and spinning myself out when I turned all of the assists off. A skill issue, no doubt, so I set most of them to half and I played with a manual transmission. These are all pretty standard in racing games, things like traction control, stability control, and ABS. I played the game with an Xbox Series controller and it felt pretty good. The cars feel heavier than they did in the original game, like I'm off the throttle more often, and I found it more difficult to control the understeer. I found it harder to slide the back end out too, but that also could be due to the lack of tuning. The lack of tuning really hurts you on the oval track, where I could still manage the race and win, but my 3rd gear was too short and my 4th one too tall in the Road Slayer. This wasn't as big of an issue on the road courses, where Savalac Sandpit returns from the first game, one of the best tracks in the entire game, so I'm glad this one came back. Once I got the hang of the handling, it really just came to me. The layout is unchanged and the game looks far better, like a fresh coat of paint was just applied to it. The lighting, especially here during midday, looks far more realistic. Here I have both of them side by side so you can check out the differences. Both of these are set to the same time of day, on the same track, and the same layout. Crazy, right? The physics on objects seem to be about the same. It's still awesome to plow through a tower of tires and see them bouncing around and flying around. Wrecks in this game are just as brutal, if not more brutal, than they are in the first game, though I did notice that trunk lids, bumpers, and other objects can dangle off your car and fall off. Flat tires will fly off your wheels after they flop around on them. It's pretty cool stuff. I like it a lot. I also like how the driver character will react to wrecks and different events during a race. My favorite being when the roof is caved in, he kind of hunches down in the seat a little. In the original game, it would just deform the driver just like the car, and it looked weird. He looks like a Slim Jim or something, I don't know. I'm really glad that this has been fixed. In addition to Savalac Sandpit and the oval track, there are 2 brand new maps. One takes place in a scrapyard with 2 different layouts. One has a very similar layout to the track from the first game, Bone Breaker Valley, and there's also a new layout. Both of them are fantastic. I love them both. They're easily my favorite tracks to run in Wreckfest 2. There's also a brand new test track, sort of like the one that was in Wreckfest 1 when it was still called Next Car Game. It more or less exists just to show off the soft body physics, which are fantastic, by the way. This game is second only to BeamNG in my eyes, and BeamNG is just in a league of its own, really. There's basketball hoops with shredders under them, a cannon, tons of different ramps and hoops, It's really cool. I like it. It's fun, but it got me thinking that I'd love to see some party modes in the future, something that doesn't focus on racing or demo derby. Maybe a mini game where you hit ramps and try to land your car into hoops for points. Think like skee ball or something. Or maybe they can add a car soccer mode, 3v3. I think that could be pretty cool without all of the crazy jumps and rocket boosts that a game like Rocket League has. It'd be more realistic, and I just think it'd be fun. There are just so many different possibilities for this game, and I'm excited to see where Bugbear decides to take it. Finally, I wanted to talk about multiplayer, something I've spent a lot of time doing in the first game. I'm happy to see that they've brought the server browser back, so communities will be able to thrive, and you'll be able to race against the same regulars on each server, each with their own rules and regulations. Multiplayer right now, like the rest of the game, is pretty bare bones, but there's still a ton of fun to be had if you keep your expectations in check. Right now, there isn't much content, and the asking price of $29.99 might be too steep for some. But for me, I think it's fair. I can't say I'm not going to go back to the original Wreckfest when I get bored of this. Wreckfest has been out for a really long time and has a much bigger roster of cars and tracks to play on. But I really do think that Wreckfest 2 will surpass the original when it finally gets to that point, whenever that may be. If you don't own the first game, maybe you should choose that one over this one. It's way more feature complete. If that's what you're after, then I say go with the first game. But if you want to have a say on how this game evolves, what features get added, or if you just want to see how the game progresses and changes, then Wreckfest 2 is an easy recommendation for me. And now I turn it over to you guys. If you could add a feature to Wreckfest 2, what would it be and why? Think cars, tracks, modes, anything really. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll pick 2 lucky commenters to win. Remember, you have to be subscribed to win a key. I will know, trust me, you can't fool me. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Mercy, and as always, have a good one.